accountable for the things that has been legislated on you. You will not be accountable for the things that is not within your control. For example, natural disasters, or where you're born.
So go back to this. So go back to this Muslim that's now standing in judgment in front of Allah.
Yes.
He's committed adultery.
Yes. No excuse. Because the person would say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala command me to not to commit adultery, and I did it.
But why can't
justice will
But why can't the person say, Allah, your prophet said that you fixed adultery to me? Is that not a case?
No.
You can make.
Okay. The reason why, because you know that you are conscious of committing adultery when it was materialized.
What can conscious man do against the fixing of Allah?
Hang on. Would Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hold you accountable for actions, that you haven't done?
Yes, he would.
No, from your perspective. From your perspective, not from Allah's perspective. From your perspective. Would Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hold you accountable?
Yes, he would.
For the things that you haven't done yet, from our perspective. If I haven't committed adultery yet, Allah will not hold you accountable at that point.
No, but that doesn't
Allah
matter.
will hold you accountable
that doesn't matter
at the point
that doesn't
that
matter.
adultery being,
Wait, that doesn't matter, because if his knowledge is infinite,
yes,
that means, and you're saying is not, and that is fixed.
right.
Before time has occurred, to Allah you have sinned. Yes.
In his perspective,
So
yes.
you sinned. There's no escape for
No,
you.
but are you conscious you committed sin?
Why does your consciousness matter?
Okay, so are you saying?
It
Hang
doesn't
on.
matter.
So at the time when you were born, did you know that you're going to commit adultery?
That doesn't matter. Though.
No, it does matter.
It doesn't.
Because look, this is why you have to look at the two sides of the coin. From Allah,
Who is the judge?
Wait,
I'm not the one
Allah
that's
is the
getting judged.
Look,
Right.
From Allah's perspective, He already knows you're going to do this. But from the human perspective, you don't know you're going to do this. But you only know you're going to do this until you have done it.
Okay.
That's why you'll be accountable.
So you've got knowledge, but then we've also got fixed
Knowledge of who?
No. You're using the knowledge of Allah.
Doesn't that mean that Allah has knowledge of what we're doing and He's decreeing what we're doing?
What's it? Sahih Muslim. So that's what Sahih Muslim 2662.
Meaning,
Aisha, the mother of the believer, said that Allah's messenger was called to lead the funeral prayer of a child.
But He allowed it.
Allah's messenger. Wait, hold on. So according to your perspective, Allah's messenger, there is happiness for this child who is a bird from the birds of paradise, for he committed no sin nor has reached the age when one can commit sin. He said, Aisha, peradventure, it may be otherwise, because God created for paradise those who are fit for it, while they are yet in their father's loins, and created for hell those who are to go to hell. He created them for hell while they were yet in their father's loins.
Okay.
That actually is more, that's in line with the fixing of adultery.
But how do you understand the term fixed here?
Created for hell.
I'll give you another hadith.
No.
There was a companion who asked the Prophet, "O Messenger of Allah, if Allah already knew we're going to do this action, should I carry on doing deeds?" And the Prophet, peace be upon him, yes, carry on doing good deeds. Because if Allah has decreed for your actions that will take you to paradise, He will lead you to committing good deeds.
But He
and
also,
and if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decreed you for you to go to hell, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will point you to actions that will take you to hell. So we are compatibilists.
Hold on. I need to understand that. Even according to that hadith now, there are people within their father's loins, no choice now, that are decreed to go to hell. How can
no choice. Who told you that?
In their father's loins?
No. Again,
sorry. No, hold on. Someone in their father's loins has choice. Is that what you're saying?
At the point
Answer my question.
No, at the point of responsibility.
Does someone in the loins have choice? Yes or no?
Right, choice. What do you mean by choice here?
Bro.
No, I need you to clarify. What do you mean by choice?
Bro,
because humans are not. Wait, one second.
There's a child in someone's womb. Not even. They said the father's loins, so it's still the sperm, bro.
One second. Choice here.
Yeah.
We believe that you'll only be accountable at the age of accountability.
But
okay.
You just said
if you die before.
But Muhammad just said differently. That hadith said differently.
Fixed here meaning in terms of the decree from the universal related will, that God knows this will happen. Not that God said, I allowed for adultery to take place and therefore I fixed it. He didn't say that.
God created for paradise those who are fit for it, while they were yet in their father's loins, and created for hell those who are to go to hell.
Yes, and that's regarding?
That's people, bro.
No, universe related will. You don't know the distinction, my brother. You don't know the distinction. This is why. This is why. If you're going to challenge on Islamic theology, you first have to understand our position.
But you're not,
one second.
You're not giving a clear. Hold on.
I have. No. This shows to me. This shows to me that you're not sincere. Because I've already told you. I've already said we acknowledge that Allah Subhanahu wa Taala has two different types of will. Irada Shari'iyya. What
you've said about...
Am I allowed to solidify my position first?
No, I do understand your position. What I'm trying...
No, you're not, because clearly you're straw manning. Because you're coming from your paradigm. Remember, you're doing internal critique. So you have to engage in my paradigm, not from your paradigm.
Yeah,
what is my paradigm regarding Qadr?
You are saying that there is a universal decreed will.
Which is what?
Which is what... Well, according to these hadith...
No. I want you to tell me the general definition.
That God wills for us to do good.
No. You told you that. See, you haven't understood a single word. Okay, that's why I'm wasting my time.
Okay, go on.
That's why I'm wasting my time.
Okay, go on. Go again.
Okay, we believe in two different types of will. The first is His legislative will. Allah commanded for the humans to do good and stay away from evil. Meaning, wait. No, you have.
I said that.
I'll tell you why.
The first one was that Allah wills for people to do good.
Oh my days.
That was the first one. You just said.
I'm being it's general. I'm giving you specific definition, not the general definition. I'm giving you a specific definition.
Okay.
There's a legislative will, meaning whatever Allah legislated us, that is what we're going to be accountable. Okay. For example, Allah legislated us in the Quran and the Sunnah to worship none but Him. Don't associate partners with Him. Be good to your parents. Stay away from adultery. That is what we'll be accountable for.
Stay away or don't commit.
Stay away from adultery.
Stay away or don't commit.
Okay, yeah, are you playing semantics now?
I think it's quite important.
You know what? You're such a waste of time, man. You know what? Honestly, if you're going to play semantics with me, then I'm not going to waste my time.
No, but stay away gives you room to say that.
Sorry. I don't talk to people who play semantics. I don't. Okay. Now you haven't understood our paradigm, and yet you want to challenge. Sorry, you're doing internal critique. And if you know what internal critique, I'm sorry, Vince. I'm very nice with you. Yes. But you know, certain people, if you say that I fail to understand, please explain. I have respect for you. But the fact that you're still going on and still straw manning my position, that shows you're not sincere. And as a humble individual, as an intellectual, did I say, you asked me a question about abrogated verses. What did I say? I don't know. I'm humble enough to say, in that particular question, I don't know. Let me do my research. I gave the answer to him. Whether he's satisfied or not, that's up to him. Agree?
Yeah.
So you have to have intellectual honesty. If you don't know certain things, say, I don't know, could you please explain? And if you ask me certain questions that I don't know about my own religion, I'm not going to misinform you, because I know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will hold me accountable. Why did you misguide, what's your name again? Wes. Why did he misguide Wes with false information?
Did he fix what you should misguide?
Yes, if that is the case. Yes, exactly. Right, exactly.
Right.
So next time,
what you will say to Allah is,
I'll tell you what. I'll have a discussion. No problem. Wes, I'll have a discussion with you next week. I'm here every Sunday, if Allah wills, right? And what I want you to do, I really want you to study Qadr in Islam. And then first understand our position, then challenge our position. Do you agree with that? Shake my hand.
I can shake your hand to say that I enjoyed the conversation.
Thank you.
I don't know if I'm going to study on your...
Okay, then don't challenge then. If you don't know our position, don't study.
You came into our conversation.
This is Speaker's Corner, my friend.
Why are you telling me I should challenge when you came here?
You got your Christian brother here.
No, but you came here into my conversation.
Right. And did you tell me? Don't interrupt.
Raihan,
I entertain you. You can't now tell me I should challenge. You came into this conversation.
But it's okay. But it's okay for you. It's okay for you to interrupt support, isn't it? Yeah, it's okay for you to interrupt support.
No, what?
Double standards.
How is that double standards?
Did I heckle or did I interrupt?
But he's right. There was an ongoing conversation.
Okay, then I apologise. Then I apologise.
Thank you.
Okay, then I apologise. Now, what I want you to do, I want you to study Qadr, know our position, know our Islamic position, And if you have any problem, any questions, come back to me.
Okay, I have problems.
Is that fair?
I'll do what I can.
Raihan,
Thank you much.
Raihan, I got problems with counter. Come over here.
But your issue as well is on the predestination element.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to.
David, learn your own religion, man. Come,
What's Allah judging you against?
learn your own religion.
Raihan, what is Allah judging you
I already
against?
answered the question, man.
They're all over there.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Whose is it? Whose is it? Whose is it?
What does Allah judge you against?
I don't know who the mics are.
Raihan,
I'm gonna
why are you
have
running
a
this
conversation with you
What
about
does
that one
Allah
as well.
judge you against?
Follow on.
Oh yeah, no
After
problem.
the
No
work he's
problem.
done is-
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Raihan.
Whose mics are those?
How does he determine?
Okay, I'm gonna put it on the floor or something.
Because from your hadith, it's arbitrary.
Someone take the mics. I'm not responsible for those mics.
Which camera?
Where are the labels? Come on.
Anyway, for the sake of the
Otherwise I'm gonna
cameras,
get
I just
blamed.
want to read the two hadiths.
Okay.
You can't find someone.
Yours, put them somewhere, man. They're not.
Okay. Don't worry. I'll take them with me. And yeah. Wes?
Raihan,
Wes?
get over here.
Oh, thank you.
What does
Thank you very
Allah
much.
judge you against?
All right. So. Okay. So I'll have a discussion with you next week. Yeah.
Why? You gonna run a
You
study?
have any questions? Come to me.
What
I got
about
Qadr?
about Qadr?
I got
So
questions.
I have to go do research about that.
Yeah, because you're not our paradigm. You're
Yeah,
not
I
our
do.
position.
But I tried
Yeah,
to
I do.
understand it.
No, you
I'm
might
asking you questions.
You might misunderstood, but you didn't know the distinction.
You don't know
So-
them
So
either.
come back.
Yeah, but at least he's humble enough to admit.
Exactly.
He's humble enough.
say
Exactly.
you don't
Thank
know
you.
them.
Thank
If
you.
we
Thank
don't say
you.
we don't know them.
If we don't know, we'll say we
keep
don't
saying
know.
you
We're
don't
Exactly.
humble about
Thank
it.
you.
And let
Vince
this
knows
go.
I'm that type of individual. I will not deliberately win an argument for the sake of misinformation. I will never do that.
We don't know. We're
I'll
gonna
never
say
do that.
what is that?
You understand? Come back next week, Wes. Not looking to legislature will, universal
I ain't got one. You
will,
wanna do-
because
you wanna do my hair?
our position is
You wanna do my
compatibilist. We're not hard determinist, and we're neither
Yes, you are.
libertarian. We're in between.
You're hard as
A hybrid.
Yes.
No, you're not.
But you can't distinguish between where the hybrid lies.
So that's why.
That's what I'm trying to
Okay,
get
then
to.
look into next week. Look
No,
into.
no. If you're just
No,
admitting
one
that you
second.
cannot
guys
actually
do double
distinguish
definition.
between these two different frameworks.
No, I
How
have.
d-
I have.
You have.
I
So
have.
What's the answer?
Didn't tell us.
Okay, let me give you the answer. When it comes to Qadr, Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen, one of the great scholars, in his book he says that Qadr is one of the secrets of Allah. So I can't give you.
Appeal to mystery.
Wait, one
Appeal
second.
to
One second.
mystery. I love this.
One second.
I love this.
No, what we believe is real theology. We
A
only stick
mystery
to
that's
what God
revealed
has
was from the church, but you guys will never know what kind of means.
That applies to saying that Allah's attributes. Yeah?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That goes the same with Allah's attributes and names, yeah?
Gotcha.
We affirm all of Allah's names and attributes that He revealed in the Quran
Gotcha.
and from the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, in the real sense. But we don't go into the modality or howness. That's up to Allah.
So in other words, you don't know.
No, not that we don't know. We have given the knowledge that God has given us. But do we have complete knowledge? Absolutely not.
So you don't
Absolutely
know.
not.
You don't know that hybrid.
No, you have to qualify. Wait, hang on.
Wait. That system that you
see,
said.
you see, Wes. You see,
Come on, man.
okay, go on, man.
That
Go on,
system that you just said,
Yeah.
you are saying that it's a hybrid, but you don't actually know
what the hybrid is.
Exactly, you don't know what that is. So
Okay,
in other
do you know
words,
what- do you know what I'm saying?
wait. So in
Okay,
other words,
okay.
for these situations
Good,
like
good.
adultery, for murder, for lying,
Yeah.
you actually don't know if it's your free will, so the libertarian side, or if it's been fixed by Allah Himself. You don't know for all situations.
No, you misunderstood.
Because you said there's a
You
hybrid that you can't.
Wait.
That's
You
what I was.
misunderstood.
That's why I was asking questions.
No. You misunderstood, Wes. What I'm not claiming is I know
You said it
how.
was a mystery.
Can you? What I never claimed that I know how the decree of God works. What I'm explaining to you is these are amongst the secrets of God. And I
So
just
you're
explain.
appealing
Wait,
to
one
mystery.
second. Just because I don't know how it operates, does that mean there is a logical contradiction?
Yes.
How much do you?
Let
me give an example.
Okay.
So, how much do you know about your soul, the reality of soul? How much do you know?
How much do I know about it?
Do you believe soul exists?
Yes.
How much do you know about your soul?
You can only know so much.
You can only know so much. That's what I'm trying to say. So I never said we have complete knowledge because Allah is Al-Alim. Allah is all-knowing. But we only know what God and His Messenger told us. That's all we know. Does that make sense, everyone?
So with the soul, I can say I know where it originates from. I know what it's accountable to. I know what
How it works, I don't know.
Okay, yeah. How it. So in other words, the material itself, and all of that stuff, I may not know. So the mechanics of it,
Yeah.
I may not know that.
Yeah.
But I know what it's accountable for. I know all these things from
You
the
got it.
text.
You got it now.
Right.
You got it now.
Now, from the text,
Yeah.
you have said that there are two wills of Allah,
Yes.
in which there's a hybrid, right?
Yes.
But you are
Of our actions.
you are
Our
saying
deeds,
you
yeah.
do not know how those wills work.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
But if you don't know how those wills work, you
Yeah.
also don't know how the hybrid works too.
Yeah. I'm conceding
So
that.
if you don't know how the hybrid works too,
Yeah.
you will not be able to distinguish between whether this is the libertarian will of God
Yeah.
or the fixed will of God. So with your sin, you
Yeah.
won't know if this is fixed by Allah or it's your free will.
No, I affirm both.
Huh?
I affirm both.
Yeah, you would have to affirm both.
Now you
Wait,
have to
hold on.
you have to demonstrate
Hold
why
on.
is that a contradiction.
No, what I'm saying is you would have to affirm both out.
How
wait,
does-
let me
wait,
finish,
wait, hang
man.
on,
Let
no, no,
me
wait,
fin-
I understand
let
your
me
position.
finish.
Okay,
You would
go on,
have to
go on.
affirm both out of your safety, because you know that if it's the free will one, you'll be punished for that. But if it's the fixed one, you won't be. So for the sake of your own safety, you would have to say, I actually need to acknowledge that I'm just going to take it all as free will. But you said it's a hybrid, which you actually don't understand. So well and truly,
I can see that.
Let me say, well and truly, as you live your life, you do not know which sins are accountable to your soul.
No, with the greatest respect, I think you oversimplified our theology. I said that we have a new.
said it was a mystery.
David, are you going to shut up
You
for a
claimed
second?
it was a mystery.
Shut up.
So how can
shut
you
up.
claim you
Shut up.
oversimplified it?
Shut up.
Raihan,
Shut up,
boy.
Shut up, David.
You're
Shut
going
up.
brave now.
Now, Wes.
All right, cool.
With the
I like
greatest,
this.
with the greatest of respect,
Did you understand my
I
question?
understand your point. I think you've oversimplified our position.
Well, if you said
We have a nuance. We have nuance in our belief in the decree of
Tell
God.
it to
Yeah?
us then, Mr. Mystery Man.
Right? What we're saying is that the legislative will of God, that God wished for us to do, that is what we're going to be accountable for. God will not hold us accountable for the things that is not related to our actions. For example, we're not accountable for where
He
we're.
fixes the actions.
Oh my
for
goodness
you.
me.
The actions.
For example, God will not hold us accountable to where you're born. We don't believe in caste
he
system.
would
Okay,
do.
wait one second. We're not accountable for the natural disasters.
Okay.
We're not accountable for where we're born,
Okay.
where we're gonna die, or who our parents are. That's not what we're going to be accountable for.
Are you accountable for adultery?
Yes. Like that's God already legislated us do not commit adultery. So that's what
But
we're
then
going
if
to
he's
be.
fixed that, you just said if he's fixed it to us,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
You are acknowledging that in other words, a man committing adultery is the same as a tornado striking a city, according to Allah's will, His decreed will.
Yeah, but accountability.
Right.
The natural disasters, you're not going to be accountable.
Pardon?
Having cancer, for example, okay, like Dr. Lee, right? Having cancer, you're not going to be accountable for that.
No, but they're still within the bucket of Allah's decreed will.
Yes.
So they're
What I'm
fixed.
saying, yes, that's the general. He fixed both his legislative and universe related.
So what
will.
is the-
But what we're going to be accountable for is what God told us to do and not what to do.
But if
I think it's very simple.
No, but if no one is accountable for the tornado,
Yeah.
right? How can and the tornado is in the same camp as the adultery? Who can be accountable for the adultery, or who can be accountable for the adultery when it's been decreed by Allah, just like the tornado has been
Yeah, but
decreed by Allah?
again, when you use the term fixed, I'm saying both his legislative will and universe related will. But what you're not going to be accountable for are the things. Thank you, Wes. Are the things that you're not accountable. For example, you're not accountable.
No, you're going to be accountable for
Yeah.
the things you're not accountable.
Yeah, you're not going to be accountable for the things that is not within your will. You didn't have a choice where you're born, correct?
Will.
Yes. No, you didn't have a choice. You didn't have a choice where you're born.
But-
where are you from? You're from
but the
Africa,
thing
right?
is, but
Hang on. God decreed and fixed that you're going to be born in a particular country. That is not within your choice. That's not what you're going to be accountable for.
It's not my fault for the tornado, right?
Yes, correct.
My free will is not there with the tornado,
Yes,
right?
yes.
My free will, according to the text, is not there for the adultery too, because that's fixed.
No.
It's under the bucket of that decreed will.
Again. I'm going to say it once again. When you say fixed, we affirm God fixed both his legislative will and his universe related will. But you're still accountable for the choices that God is giving you, good or evil. But what you'll not be accountable for are the things that you didn't have a choice. For example, you didn't have a choice where you're born. You didn't have a choice
Is
for
there
your
a sin we
parents.
don't have a choice for?
Sorry?
Is there a sin that we don't have a choice for?
Is there a sin that you didn't have a choice for?
Because the whole point of
No,
this is
no,
sin.
no.
All right,
That hadith is talking about universe related will.
but it's sin though.
I
Adultery is sin.
know. So from the human,
So in other words,
right.
sin. So in
That-
other words, you've
right,
got to
right.
include that in that universal will,
Yes.
sin occurs.
Yes, I agree.
So that means that sin cannot be accountable to anybody, just like the tornado is not accountable to anybody.
No. The sin, this hadith, when it talks about the fixed decree, is not saying that your action is not accountable. God fixed your adultery because He knew. But you're not. But you're still going to be accountable because God has legislated not to commit adultery. But that's what the hadith is saying.
But if you give a slide, I guess, to nature in the sense that tornadoes are unaccountable to anybody and they're under this will, right? You unfortunately you equate sin to natural disasters.
No, I didn't say natural disaster is sin.
No, I think you equate it in the sense that it's under that universal.
I don't even I don't see natural disaster as a sin in the first place. Because a sin by definition means going or transgression or going against the commandments of God. Okay? So in terms of the human, I've been legislated by Allah and His Messenger, stay away from, don't commit adultery.
But you've also been commanded and legislated by Allah to do this certain amount of sin.
No, who told you that? Give me evidence.
Abu Hurairah reported Allah's Messenger saying, Allah fixed the very portion of adultery which a man will indulge in. There would be no escape from it.
Okay. Where did he say he wished it? Where did he say he desired? Where did he say he commanded us to do it?
Fixed.
That's what I'm saying.
I need to mention
Thank you.
It says
Look,
fixed.
God knows us.
It says fixed.
And there will be, and then on top of that, on top of that, it says there will be no escape from that. In other words, your free will is mute.
I agree. But where does the hadith say that He commanded us to do adultery? Give me the evidence in the hadith. Where does it
doesn't say the word command.
Thank you. That's the whole point. Thank you, Wes.
So the difference between, tell me the difference between command and fix.
Let me say one thing. God knows us better than we know ourselves.
No, this doesn't say no. This doesn't say use the word no. No. If you're gonna play that game, hold on, wait.
I'm not here to play games.
Okay, fair. Okay, then
by Allah, I'm not here to play games.
In that case, I don't know why you're asking for an exact word.
Right.
Because it says fix.
Because
it doesn't say no.
Again, I think what you're committing is oversimplification. Because I didn't say fixed is only in regards to the sin. I'm saying fixed in regards to both His legislative will and universe related will.
They were both fixed.
Where does
Both is fixed.
Where does it say that?
Okay, you're
Where does
based
it say
on
fixed will?
Right. No, you're saying that God fixed.
You can't know the concept of qadr just by looking at one
Yeah,
hadith.
exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. You have to understand. That's what I'm saying. Wes, that's what I'm saying. Wes, calm back. Look into Qadr. Look into
Here's
Qadr.
where Raihan
Is he your spokesperson?
Raihan said,
Is he your spokesperson?
Okay, that's fair enough. Fair enough.
Raihan has said that both the universal and the legislative will are both fixed. Here, if this is a universal, the universal claims that every man must commit a degree of
No, where does it
adultery.
say that? Where did it say that?
It says it's fixed.
Did he say command?
Has fixed the very.
I agree,
so what's
Wes.
the difference between fixed
hold on.
and command?
Wait,
Oh my days.
Let it finish.
I think he fails to understand.
So, it says
Can I
that
repeat
every
again?
man
Fixed,
must
God
commit
fixed
a degree of adultery,
everything.
and they cannot escape it. Now, the legislation
let
says that
him-
adultery is haram, and that's also fixed. So Allah is both making adultery haram, but making a man commit adultery, which is haram.
Thank you.
So
Wait,
you
wait,
have
wait.
no choice in the matter.
He's helping me out.
Yes, because Allah
I'll tell you why.
arbitrarily
I'll tell you why, Wes.
sends you to hell
I'll tell you why.
for things that you cannot control, because He has fixed your adultery and fixed the fact that adultery is wrong.
Wes. I think I think you've oversimplified the matter. My position is
You
this.
said it was a mystery, so you
said.
oversimplified it.
Is anyone gonna?
Sorry.
I never said that fixed is only in regards to the legislative will. I'm saying God fixed everything, whether it's legislation and His universal related will. Now, you have to provide me evidence in that hadith where God legislated us to do adultery.
What I'm going to do is to do that. I'm going to ask you a question. Those two wills.
Yes.
Is one will stronger than the other?
Guys, we're talking over each other.
What kind of question is that?
Oh, these two wills equal.
Literally.
Yes.
So Allah has two wills.
No, types of wills.
Go around.
Types of wills. Distinction.
The effects of these wills.
Okay, when you say,
come
wait,
on.
hang on. When you say Jesus had two natures, is it composed or is it distinction?
There's a distinction.
Right, so it's the same.
So these two,
It's distinct.
they're distinct.
Doesn't mean two separate wills.
No, but these
Who said that?
these two distinct wills of Allah,
Yes.
right? One of them is universal legislation.
No, not universal legislation. I said no. There's two categories: legislative will, what God commands us to do and stay away from. That is what we'll be accountable for. Universe-related will, God permits everything, whether He's pleased or not pleased with.
Which one does the fixing happen in?
Both. There you go. Thank you.
Then you
Thank
can't
you.
escape sin.
Khalas, because this
You can't
whole time,
escape sin.
because this
If
whole
the
time,
fixing-
wait,
if
hang
the
on.
fixing-
Wait.
wait, okay.
I'm going to steal my argument.
No,
Let me steal my argument.
Let me reiterate one more time.
Okay.
If the fixing happens in both
Yeah.
the free will in which
Yeah.
He commands you to do something and you can disobey it, and also in the will in which you cannot escape it, or whatever happens.
And what does that
There's
fall
no
under?
difference between these two
No,
wills.
there is a difference, because you understood the difference between universe will and legislation. You're implicitly agreeing that there is a distinction.
I'm not.
When you're saying
I'm
that,
saying when
the hadith says you cannot escape from it, it's talking about from His universe-related will. That's what I'm talking about.
So that means so sin enters the universal related will.
Yes.
So
Correct.
If
You
sin
got it now.
enters the universal related will.
Yes. Then that's what's going to be accountable.
Then your free will has there's no potency to your free will. It's in the adultery is the same as the hurricane.
No, it's not.
You put it in the same camp.
Prove to me the equivocation. You have to demonstrate now.
Oh, what do you mean? I'm
Demonstrate it. I want you to demonstrate. Demonstrate the equivocation. The onus is on you now. You make the claim, you demonstrate it.
Tell him.
Allah fixes things. Yes?
In what?
The possibility of an
Let's see if you're listening. Allah fixed in what things?
If Allah says that so and so will happen, so and so will happen. Right?
No. I want you to be specific. What did He fix?
The point, Raihan, the point of what I'm saying.
No. I want you to understand our paradigm.
Yeah,
And
what
you
I'm
fail
saying-
to understand
what
our
I'm trying to say
paradigm.
is your paradigm doesn't make sense because there's nothing that distinguishes between the two wills.
Prove it.
Because you put sin, you have admitted that sin is under the same will in which hurricanes occur.
That's in line with Allah's will. What's the contradiction?
So if sin,
What's the contradiction?
so if sin occurs under,
Guys,
You're helping me out. Carry on.
if sin occurs under the will in which hurricanes occur.
No. Who told you that? Adultery. No, I didn't say that. Who told you that?
Didn't He say earlier that sin occurs in the same camp in which hurricanes occur?
No. Who told you that? No.
You just said that.
No, I didn't.
You just agreed to that.
Did I say
Just
that?
before this guy
Did I
put
say
his
that?
grip on me.
No.
When Allah fixes this,
One second.
Wait,
that goes against. Wait.
Can I just quickly say-
Sorry. Can I make it very simple? Committed adultery goes against His legislative will. Natural disasters is within His universe will.
what I'm trying to say is legislative will is not potent, has no power.
Prove it.
It doesn't.
Prove it.
It doesn't because people go against it.
Prove it.
Because people go against it.
Prove it.
Do people not disobey Allah?
Yes.
Right. So that will doesn't force anyone to do anything,
Wait,
right?
Hang on. And who said force him?
Because if it's fixed,
Yeah.
and you cannot escape,
Yeah.
your free will is gone.
Yeah. But then no. Hang on. Wait.
So
Hang on.
that sin. So that sin. Oh wait.
Right,
So
okay,
that
go on,
adultery.
go on.
That adultery doesn't go into the free will.
yeah.
The free will Allah's
Yeah,
will.
yeah.
It goes into the fixed Allah's will.
okay.
Where hurricanes, where natural disasters, where tornadoes occur.
So you're saying. So
there's no choice there for the man.
So you completely negate the decree of God.
What from your from
No.
from your theology or from your worldview,
yeah.
I'm saying that the distinction between those two wills,
Yeah.
there's no real distinction there.
Okay.
You can't say that those are two wills.
Are we Muslims? Are we Muslims conscious that Allah told us not to commit adultery? Yes or no?
Doesn't matter.
No.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Don't say you don't matter because
I'm saying it doesn't matter according to what you've
Wes. The fact that Allah has told us not to commit adultery, that is what we're going to be held accountable. Allah fixed everything, whether our good or bad actions. It doesn't contradict our free will. You have to demonstrate that.
Because if you are saying that Allah can fix an evil that someone can inflict,
Not Allah can fix, Allah fixed.
Allah knows us better than we know ourselves.
so not Allah can fix, He fixes.
No, Allah fixed everything. His
Right.
legislative will and His universe-related will. You have to prove to me that adultery falls under the category of natural disasters.
Because Allah fixed the very portion of adultery which a man will indulge.
Don't read from the hadith. The hadith is not going to help you. I want you to demonstrate.
Why can't I? What do you mean?
I want you.
Demonstrating.
You have to allow him. You have to allow him to give his.
I already interpreted the hadith for him.
No, but you have to allow him to give his
Okay, fine.
explanation.
There would be no escape from it.
He can't give his explanation from a hadith.
Let him.
He's not a scholar.
Let him. We're not going by your
Whoa.
methods,
We're
right?
going by his methods as
No,
well.
but we're
So
not
there's
going.
no conversation.
Okay, let.
One second.
Go on.
You cannot explain this hadith, brother. You don't understand this hadith.
Yes.
You're not a scholar.
You're not a scholar.
You can't put your own perspective on the hadith.
Yes.
Oh, so that's it.
Mashallah.
It's mute
Barakallah
point.
fik. You're absolutely
So we're
correct.
done.
He's absolutely
So we're
correct.
done.
I can't.
So why don't you say at the beginning, Tomini? Oh, sorry, not. Where? Stop reading. That's it. It's the end.
If I don't know anything about
Because
the
you're
Bible,
insisting.
one second. If I don't know anything about the Bible, can I put my perspective on the
People do
Bible?
He's insisting. That's why.
That's how you guys say that Jesus is not good. You are the one who
But he's insisting.
Yeah, but this hadith was the debate.
Did you know when he says you cannot escape from it? Did you know how we understand that understanding?
You haven't said. Okay, how do you understand? How do you understand that? Tom?
I've already said it. This is talking about His universe-related will, that God permits everything, whether bad or good, will happen. Okay?
So you can't
But
escape the
where-
bad. Say you cannot escape the bad.
We cannot escape from the bad. But
So that means a man
one second,
on the
one
world
second,
cannot escape from
one
sin.
second, one second. But does that mean that God told us to do evil? Is He telling us to do adultery? What He's talking about is universe-related will, that God fixed it. This person would do adultery. But is He saying, because he's going to commit adultery, I'm still going to take him to hellfire because I didn't tell him not to commit because I didn't tell him to commit adultery? That's why, as the Prophet said correctly, may Allah bless you, you cannot base on one hadith.
I'll tell you what it sounds like.
You cannot base on one
I'll tell you what it
hadith.
sounds like to me. It sounds like someone has a child that they put on the top of the slide, and they say, "Don't slide down that slide," and then he pushes him down the slide.
No, he doesn't.
Whose fault is it?
Sorry, hang on.
That's what it sounds like.
Wait.
That's what it sounds like.
Wait.
You put him on the top of the slide. You say to the child, "Don't you dare slide down that slide," and then you push him down the slide. Is that the time?
Okay, we get that.
So whose fault is that?
That
hit you, right? You understand
Yeah,
that one, yeah?
okay, that's
Alright, if
fine.
you want to come in, go on then.
Okay, God is okay. We're not pushing the child. That's what you don't want to understand.
Exactly.
God is saying don't slide down, but He's not pushing us to slide
Exactly.
down. That's
But
what
he
you don't
wrote it down. He fixed it.
Did He tell us to push it?
Yeah, he told the
No, you
yeah,
didn't.
in
No,
the
no.
analogy.
No. Tell me the hadith. No.
I tell the
No,
child,
no.
don't go down the slide.
In this
then
hadith,
I shove him down.
In this hadith, yes.
not to slide.
Yes.
That's what you don't understand.
That's what you don't understand.
Exactly. I tell him not to
No,
slide,
wait.
then I push him down. I
One
fixed
second.
it. I fixed that. He will slide down the slide 10 times.
West, you said natural disasters equate adultery in this hadith.
Yeah.
Prove it.
I just
You're the knowledgeable person in this hadith. The onus is on you.
I just have.
No, you haven't.
I mean, it's the same with the tornado. God pushes the tornado down the slide.
Prove it.
Same with the child.
Prove it.
I think we're done, man.
No, prove it.
No, I think we're done.
Prove it. No, prove it, Wes.
I can't prove it, man.
So you can't prove it.
Yeah, people will see on
Because
the
you
cameras
don't.
that I
Because
prove
you know
nothing.
why, Wes?
Why?
Because you
I'm
don't.
no scholar.
No, because you don't understand our position first to critique. In order for you to critique, know our position. Because what you're doing, you're just based on this one hadith. If I do that with the Bible, you're not going to like it, would you?
No, but that's what
You're not gonna like it, would you?
everyone does. I don't understand when you say
No,
know
but
your
you got
position.
to be reasonable.
If you're saying
Wes, before you spoke to me, before you spoke to me. No, but okay, sorry. The other way around. All right, that's a good one. Okay. Did you know about the position of the two different types of will? of Allah? Did you know? Be honest.
No.
Okay, khalas.
No, but you have to understand
Well,
this.
I don't understand.
One second.
Khalas.
That doesn't matter.
Exactly.
You can still critique from what he is seeing.
No, you can't.
Right, and it's your
can't.
position.
So that means I can't ever see. No,
Because it changes the argument. Because it changes the argument.
Wait, that means that you can never ask any Christian here about Christianity.
Remember,
unless you have studied that Bible inside and out, unless you've understood every single denomination.
Very good.
Exactly the same thing.
Wes, that's a great. Wes, that's a great point you made. But did you come from a position of challenging, or did you come from a position of learning? Be honest. Be honest.
Oh, so you want to convert to Christianity?
No.
You're coming here to learn about Christianity.
Wes,
Is that what you're telling me?
you.
Is that what you're telling me?
Wes, I think you
No,
misunderstood.
be honest with me. No, be honest with me.
Okay,
when you said learning, are you coming to question Christians to learn about Christianity to convert?
Wes,
You're coming to challenge.
Wes,
that's what we're doing.
Wes. Oh, so you did come from a position of challenge.
That's what we're doing.
Okay, in order for you to challenge, you should know our position first, and you didn't know. Be intellectually honest, Wes. Be intellectually honest.
When you say know your position,
Wes, I'm not going to run away. I'm here every Sunday.
When you say know your position, the way you're using that is as if I have to accept. I have to accept your position.
Let me give an example.
That's what it sounds
Let me
like.
give an example. As a Muslim, I say, you know the doctrine of the Trinity. You believe the Father is the Son is the Father, and I come from a position of challenge. You're going to say, you want to come here and challenge about our Trinity. You don't even know our position first. Go and learn our position. And that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing right now. Hence, that's why not all Muslims know how to argue. That's my point. Okay? So Wes.
You have a general knowledge of what it means, what predestination means. You've applied that.
Right, but
he's applied his general understanding of predestination.
It doesn't count.
It does.
It doesn't count. Because you have to do internal critique. He's challenging our paradigm. He has to know our position first. And he doesn't know our position.
But for what I've given fails what I'm challenging.
No, it's not about failure. We're not here to win or lose. Trust me.
Not fails in that way, but it doesn't pass what I'm challenging.
No.
I am showing that there's no...
To critique something,
Yes.
do you not think that you need to have some basic knowledge about
This is not right.
Yes.
He's talking about predestination, generally speaking.
From his paradigm.
Right? Yeah, but it still falls in line with
No.
what you're saying.
No, is he
If
challenging?
Allah wills that I will sin, right? If Allah wills that I'll commit adultery 5 times, it doesn't matter if I'm told yes or no.
It does matter.
No, it doesn't, because
matter.
I can't go against that fixed thing.
Timothy.
I can't do nothing about that.
Timothy.
And that's the paradigm. Correct me if I'm wrong, brother. That's where you're coming from, right? If I can't do anything about it, why is God judging me for it?
Again.
That's the point.
Did you see why God is judging? Because you didn't know the distinction between legislative will and universal.
You never heard what I
You
just
didn't know
said.
about that.
No, you
No,
never heard what I
Timothy.
said. Raihan, you didn't hear what I said.
No, I heard you,
Let me say it
Timothy.
again. Let me say it again, Raihan.
Okay,
Let me say it again.
go on.
At that point, it doesn't matter what's legislative.
It does matter.
Why? Let me
It does
tell you
matter.
why.
It does matter.
Because if Allah has fixed that I'm going to commit adultery 5 times, and then He tells me 5 times don't commit adultery, He's already fixed it.
He's pushed me down the slide.
He's pushed you down the slide 5 times. Do you see?
I
Both
can't
of you.
wait 1 second. Let me land.
Okay.
I can't go against that decree.
It's a difficult one,
Raihan, even he's saying it to you, bro. We understand this because we know what.
I understand.
Raihan, let me last point. We understand predestination doctrine, right? And your religion is teaching that. That's where he's coming from. And his argument. Hold a second. His argumentation makes sense without having to know the fullness of what you're saying.
Sorry, Timothy. You came, if you want to challenge somebody's position, you have to know their position first. And he didn't know about our theology, the distinction between legislative will and universal related will.
What does my lack of knowledge take away from my critique?
Wait, 1 second.
What does my lack of knowledge of that take away from my critique?
1 second, Wes. 1 second. Because it changes everything. Because if you don't know our position in the first place, and if somebody enlightened you about it, then at least use that as an opportunity to say, you know what, I want to challenge their position because I didn't hear about that. I'm going to challenge. But now
I've heard about it now and I'm still challenging.
No.
So there's no change.
Because you're still regurgitating your position.
Because I'm showing
which
that
I'm not interested in.
No, but
what I'm interested in is, did you understand our position? And you still haven't demonstrated. You still haven't demonstrated how committing adultery equates natural disasters.
Because you have admitted on camera that the adultery and also the hurricanes go under that fixed will.
That's correct.
You admitted that.
Okay.
You did.
So in other words, there's no distinction.
When he was describing the hadith, you brought up tornadoes. You brought up where someone was born, but he was talking about adultery. He was talking about sinful things.
And you admitted on camera that
you conflated those things together.
Okay.
You did that.
Okay.
And so by doing that, you basically made the other will redundant.
Thank you.
You see, you still haven't understood universe-related will. Allah's universe-related will means Allah. Allah. You do. Yeah, I understand. You see, again, you're not listening. Universe-related will means Allah has permitted everything, evil and good.
Yeah, hurricanes and adultery.
Right. Good.
Right.
Wait, one second.
Yeah.
1 second. When I said evil and good, right, we're talking about in the context of human as well as natural disasters.
Yeah, I know. So adultery and hurricanes.
Right. Okay, fine.
You're right to say.
But the difference between natural disasters and adultery is that adultery comes under the legislative will, that Allah doesn't want us to commit adultery. Whereas natural disasters is not something that is connected to our choice.
Should I tell you what I think? Legislative will, when you say adultery goes under the legislative will, to me...
No, against the legislative will.
It goes against legislative will.
Yes.
Allah's legislative will sounds like desire to me. That God desires for one not to do something.
Okay.
But that desire can be disobeyed, or that desire.
That's universe-related will.
No, then you're mixed. Do you understand? You're mixing up those two wills.
No, don't.
No, because the hurricane is universal.
With all due respect, you didn't even know about these two different wills, and then you're correcting me. I'm the one that informed you about it.
Okay,
right. The point is this. No. 1 second. Why would you be accountable for adultery, and why wouldn't you be accountable for natural disasters? The reason why. Wait. 1 second. The reason why. No. Wes, you're equivocating natural disasters with adultery in terms of accountability. I'm saying why?
Why am I
because
doing
you misunderstood my point.
No.
Yes,
Why am I doing that?
I tell you why.
Why am I doing that?
I tell you why.
Why?
Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded us, do not commit adultery.
No, that's not
wait,
right.
1 second.
No. Still man me now.
No. Wes, I'm not going to steel man your position because you... look, with all due respect...
Do you understand my position?
Wes, with all due respect, you're doing internal critique. You have to engage my position, not your position. Just like Islamic dilemma, so-called Islamic dilemma, you're going to have to internally critique our scriptures, not from your perspective. So similarly, nowhere does the Quran and the Sunnah say natural disaster is a sin, because that's not within that. You have wait 1 second.
You were the one who equated it.
Oh my days, does it?
You would
Raihan,
okay,
you
oh my days.
Wait.
Take a minute.
Wait,
you equated
you are the
it.
one who said that
Not
hurricanes and adultery is under the universal one. It's under universal will.
And you forget.
And universal will is fixed. Good and bad, Allah has decreed.
Yes.
You want to take it back?
And then you are saying...
No, but I agree with that.
And
But you're forgetting...
Let me finish.
Let me finish.
And then you're saying there's a
No, but I've already said
Hold
that.
on. There's a legislative will.
Yes.
In which man can obey or disobey.
No, that man must obey.
But we disobey it.
Oh my days. Does he
disobey it?
Does he not understand?
No,
do you not understand?
is it not
Wait,
true?
Do you not
that-
understand?
Did Allah tell you not to lie?
Yes.
Do you lie?
Or have you
Yes.
ever lied?
Yes, I've ever lied. Yeah.
So then that
So what-
that
That can be
is that will
disobeyed.
so that will can be disobeyed. The legislative will can be disobeyed.
No. Oh my days.
Exactly. That's
No.
what I said.
No. See. No. He
That's
missed.
a
No.
bingo. Bingo.
No.
That's how we get sin.
No. Wes. No.
If
Wes.
it's from the Islamic perspective, what I'm
Wes,
saying.
Wes, you gotta let me speak now.
So let me just finish. What I'm saying is, from the Islamic perspective, judgment happens when you disobey the legislative will. But
Define
no,
disobedience. Define disobedience.
Huh?
Define disobedience.
Going against the desire of God, the will of God.
No.
The commands of God.
That's what legislative will means.
That can be disobeyed.
And that falls under?
The legislative will.
No. That comes under universe-related will.
No, you said
legislative before.
you're mixing.
No.
You're
You see,
mixing.
you
The
see,
universal
you
one
see,
is
again,
decree.
again.
Wait, you said the universal one is decree,
So,
right?
in other words, when
Both
we
are
say
decree. That's my point.
Okay,
The
let
point
me
is
just
this.
help. When we say universal, we say hurricane. When we say universal, we say hurricane.
Is that the only example I gave?
No, or to natural disasters.
No, you see, let me...
Just so we know the categories. Just so we know the categories. Just so we know the categories.
Let me define it again, Wes. Because I don't think you understand. When we say Allah's universe-related will, it means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala permits everything that happens, whether your good deeds, whether your bad deeds, as well as natural disasters and any other stuff.
That's the decree then. That's what he decreed.
I agree. They're both
Okay,
decreed.
okay, so you are
one
correct
second.
to say that
One
then.
second. Yes,
Okay.
yes. But what you're forgetting is that the reason why you're not accountable for natural disasters is because you're not being told that natural disaster is a sin. You're only be accountable for the things that Allah has told you not to do things or you do things.
Okay.
That's the distinct. Therefore, natural disasters is not a sin, and committing adultery is a sin.
Okay.
So why doesn't he understand that?
1 second.
So he's not listening.
No,
Sorry.
1 second.
Okay, should I explain to you again?
Yeah, sorry.
When we say Allah's universe-related will, it means Allah permits everything. Allah allows good, Allah allows evil, Allah allows everything that happens.
Does he fix anything?
Yeah, I say both. Fixed.
Is there a difference between allowing and fixing?
No. Fixed comes under allowance and commandments.
Wait.
No, you're laughing. Wait, hang on. You're laughing, Wes. You're laughing, Wes. Wait, one second. Wes.
You said under.
I'm not going to repeat again. I said, can I
This is
mention?
very important. We need to understand it.
When Allah He fixed His legislation and His universe will.
It's the universal will we're trying to.
Are you accountable for natural disasters? No, because that doesn't come under the legislation of Allah.
I understand.
But are you accountable for adultery? Yes, because you're going against the legislation.
But can Allah
And
fix?
both of them are fixed.
But can Allah?
Finish.
But when
Wait.
Allah
Finish.
fixes,
Finish.
when Allah fixes
Finish.
the sin, the adultery, the sin to somebody, where does that lie? Does that go under legislation?
That
Does
goes-
that go under universal?
No, it goes against the legislation.
I know it goes against.
Therefore, it's a
Trust-
sin. But natural disasters.
No, but he's trying to
I know
understand
it
it from
goes
the
against.
paradigm.
No, I don't get your point.
No,
Wes.
Remember, I
the
said-
paradigm
because
of
I
the
said-
universal.
I said, from what it
Entertaining.
sounds like, the legislation will sounds like Allah's desire. He desires man not to sin. He desires man to go after Him. He desires man to
agree.
obey His
I agree.
right.
I agree.
Okay,
That is not fixed.
No, that is fixed.
So both the
Again,
legislative-
I'm not going to waste
So
my
then
time
how
now
can-
because
so then-
I've
so then if-
already
there's something wrong here.
no.
Wait,
One second, Timothy.
wait.
I've said this many
Raihan, there's
times.
something wrong here.
Allah fixed everything because He knows He written down
Like He
before the
fixed
creation.
adultery.
Our actions, yes.
So the adultery that
And
you
that person
commit,
commits adultery.
Allah has fixed.
Allah has already fixed, but
So
that person is a sin because the person knows that he's going against the legislation of Allah. But natural disasters, yes, that comes under universal will as well.
Okay,
But you're not.
let me give you an
Wait,
analogy.
hang on.
Yeah.
But you're not going to be accountable
Let me-
because you didn't have a choice.
I'll give you an analogy.
Wait, you
no,
never had
hold
a
on.
choice
No, wait.
anyway.
I'll give you
you did have a
another
choice.
analogy. I'll give you another analogy.
Okay.
I create a robot.
No, I don't use human examples.
Huh? Anyway, I'm gonna still run my analogy.
No,
Let's say-
no, I don't accept-
use
I
the
don't-
slide
I don't
one.
accept
No, but I want
analogies.
you at least hear what I want to say. I create a robot, right?
Yeah.
In the robot, I give it this software that says, don't do this, don't do that, right? But I create the robot with another software that it cannot, so that it's hardware or that runs its hardware to make it do X, Y, and Z, right? So I say to the robot, don't walk outside, right? This is the instruction I've given you. But then I put in its software for it to walk outside.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Whose fault is that?
Whose fault? The robot.
Is the
No,
There you
prove
go.
it. Prove it.
There
Prove
you
it.
go.
No, prove
There you
it.
go.
Prove it.
There you
Prove it.
go.
No. Hang on.
If I make a robot,
Hang on.
if I make a
Hang on.
robot,
Wait. Hang on.
right, to say go outside,
Hang on.
right,
Hang on.
and then I also say to the robot, don't go outside, and it goes outside. He said it's the robot's fault.
Wait. Hang on.
We can't have robots, man.
Wes.
Robots.
No.
You hear that?
Wes, are you going to let me talk?
Okay, go on.
Here's the conundrum that you have. If there is a distinction between the legislation will and the universe-related will, what I mean by legislation will is that humans are conscious of obeying God in certain matters. Okay? But universe-related will are everything that He permits, whether the person does good, whether the person does evil, and also natural disasters and any other stuff.
Yes.
Okay, I'm saying the human is still accountable for their action of adultery because that falls under the legislation. The natural disasters, on the other hand, does not fall under the legislation. Now, you have to prove to me. Okay, let me create a scenario. If Allah didn't tell us,
can't. You didn't let me do it.
Hang on. Okay. If Allah didn't reveal us the Quran and the Sunnah to tell us not to commit adultery, and we carry on committing adultery, are we accountable or not accountable?
According to your hadith, Allah has made people for hell while they're in their father's loins.
No. Answer my question. If Allah, no, I'm giving you a hypothetical.
I'm giving you the answer.
No, Wes, no, you haven't engaged my point.
No, I've given you the answer there.
No, Wes, listen.
According to that,
Wes,
according to what you said,
no.
yeah, Allah will
I'm not
throw
talking about
someone
the
into
hadith
hell.
here. I'm asking you, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not command us, do not commit adultery, and we as humans go ahead and commit adultery, are we accountable for our deeds?
I don't really
answer the question.
If Allah commanded somebody,
no,
he didn't command. He didn't give the commandment. So if he didn't give the commandment,
yeah, and you go ahead and do adultery, would you be accountable?
Well, I think from a Christian paradigm, no, he's not accountable. No.
Good, and I agree. But if
that's
Allah,
not the case,
hang on.
That's not the case because Allah, because Allah, according to what your Prophet said,
sallallahu alaihi wasallam, yeah.
According to what Muhammad said, people in their loins, the people who are within their father's loins, are destined for hell.
Okay, so what?
So they didn't hear any commandment.
Hang on. So what?
They didn't hear any commandment of don't commit adultery. They haven't heard any legislation.
Okay, wait.
Is that true?
Hang on. Destined. Define destined. You're using the hadith. Go on. Clarify.
They're fixed. They can't escape it. That's what the hadith said. They can't escape it.
And you're not aware that in the Quran and Sunnah we are not allowed to commit adultery. Why are you oversimplifying the matter?
But it's what the hadith
That's
says.
what you're doing. You're oversimplifying.
I'm not oversimplifying.
You are because you said that if Allah did not command us to do adultery and we go ahead and do adultery, then on the day of judgment we're not accountable for that, correct? Because God didn't command us to do it. God didn't tell us not to commit adultery. Right? No. 1 second.
Yeah.
So are you saying that from the Islamic paradigm, the concept of qadr, there is no concept of accountability? Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is a problem. Yeah, you can't understand it. Like you said,
I agree. I can't understand it. Yeah, that's my point.
In other words, it's a hybrid. So that means that you do not. That's why I said you do not know the sins that you are accountable for right now.
No, I do.
Because
just so you know, you're using if the argument to criticize Islam. You know that, right? The same argument can be applied to you. You know that, right?
Anyway,
yeah, because in Christianity you don't have an agreement on the qadr.
Because
anyway, the thing is, I'm not going to go down that route. I'll tell you why. Because he wants to know about Islam, about qadr, so we're going to stick to that. Okay. Now, from your paradigm, do you believe that God knew everything before he created?
Knowing something doesn't mean that...
I didn't ask you that.
Okay, yes, he knows.
Okay, so if God knew that you're going to do evil, are you still held accountable?
Yeah, I can still be held accountable.
But if God... Wait, hang on.
If he knows... He's talking about...
Wait. So we agree that God is all-knowing. God is omniscient. He knows what's going to happen in the past, present and future. And he knows that you're going to commit evil. So, if God knows what you're going to do, why doesn't he prevent you from committing evil?
He fulfills that through Jesus Christ.
No. No.
Because
no, we're not going back to no. Wait, that's not an answer. That's not an answer. That's not an answer, Wes. That's not an answer.
Shall I tell you why? Because if God allows us our free will to make our decisions and our choices, yet because of his love for us, he still gives us the choice to choose him through the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. So for us, there is a choice for us to make.
No, but
whereas for you, you are fixed. There is no choice for you to make to escape sin.
Hang on. So, sorry, hang on.
Is that a lie?
Wait, hang on. Why didn't God create a utopian world?
The same with you.
Wait, hang on. No.
Same with you.
No, wait. Because we know the answer. You don't. Why?
Yeah,
wait. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second.
That's what it is.
Why? No, hang on.
In which you are judged for, which makes no sense.
Right, and you still haven't demonstrated a contradiction. Now, with your point, Wes, if God already knew that there's going to be evil that's going to happen on earth, murder, adultery, all this stuff, right? Why didn't God prevent it?
It's the same with you.
No.
Yes, it is.
No, it's the same with you. Why? You tell me.
By the way, let me just say this quickly.
Right?
Going back to the point you make about sin, right? Adam was punished after he had committed the sin. right? So he was judged for the sin that he did.
Based on what?
He was sent to earth.
Well, he was told, no, from a Christian perspective.
Oh, he was told.
Yeah, from a Christian perspective, he was told.
Sounds like Islamic so far.
From, he was told not to eat of the tree of knowledge.
Yeah, that sounds very Islamic so far. Yes, good.
You know, Islam took its inspiration from our scriptures.
No, but you agree with Islam rather than us. Go on, Timothy. So why are we disagreeing then?
No, but there are slight differences.
No, we didn't. All right, go ahead, Timothy. Go ahead, Timothy. Go on.
The angels prostrating to Adam and all that sort of stuff.
Okay, go on.
Anyway, what's my point? Adam was punished.
Why was he punished?
After he had done something that God had commanded him not to
and
do.
God didn't decree that?
No.
God didn't know that? God didn't know that?
No, I'm not saying he didn't know. But I'm not
So
saying
what are you saying
I'm
then?
not saying he decreed it. There's a difference.
Also, he decreed
Let me-
evil
let-
for Adam.
listen.
He decreed
Wait,
evil.
one second.
Wow.
You're not
Wait,
listening.
hang on.
Wait,
Wow.
don't you
Okay,
say-
good.
I'm not saying
Carry
that.
on,
Let me
Timothy.
clarify.
Carry on,
I think you're
Timothy.
mishearing me.
Okay, go on.
Let me make.
Okay, I apologize.
Thank you.
Timothy. All right.
Don't, make sure you hear me.
Sorry,
carefully.
I had Americano, that's why. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, make sure you're hearing me carefully.
Okay,
yeah?
all right.
God may have known that Adam was going to sin.
May?
God knew Adam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whew.
God knew Adam sin. Fair point.
God knew, okay.
God knew Adam would sin.
Okay.
But him decreeing it or him creating Adam to sin is not what we're saying was his purpose.
Wow, so God didn't create Adam's sin.
To sin, no, we don't. When we say that God created Adam to sin,
But did Adam do evil?
he did do evil. He went
So-
against.
so
when he-
God- so-
let me explain.
Okay,
So
okay,
when
go on.
God gave him a commandment,
Yeah.
Adam had a choice.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So then now he can be judged on the choice that he made. Let me make my. I need to land.
But God fixed
I
that.
need to land.
But God fixed that.
I need to land.
So God didn't know.
I need to land.
So God didn't know.
I need to land.
So God didn't know.
I need to land.
Is that what you're saying?
I need to land.
Okay, go on.
Now, if he fixed it, that Adam would commit this sin, that he said, that he decreed and declared that this is what Adam's going to do.
Okay, yeah.
He's going to sin. I will make him sin.
Is that what you believe?
No, I don't believe that. That's
So
what,
God
that's-
didn't know.
You're conflating knowledge and
decreeing.
force.
I don't see the difference.
That's the problem.
No, I don't,
That's
why
the
is that a
problem.
problem? Wait, so God didn't know.
Let me explain my point. I want to
I'm
get
confused.
my point
I'm very
out.
confused.
No, wait, hold on. Actually, if you do not see a difference between knowledge and force, then that means you agree that Allah forces you to sin.
Exactly.
What? Prove it.
Exactly.
Prove it.
No, exactly.
So far. So wait, hang on. So far, what you're explaining is in line with Islam. Go ahead.
No, you just said that.
Go ahead. I want you to
The
complete.
reason why I'm explaining it is because it's not in Islam, not in line with Islam. That's why I'm explaining it to you.
Okay, go ahead then. Go
I've
ahead.
shown you a difference.
All right, Timothy, go on. You
I'm
explain to
showing
me
you a
how
difference.
Adam fell. Go on.
No, he made a very good point.
No, I want you to go back to
he
your
made
point.
a very good point,
Right.
right? You're conflating the
Knowledge and
and,
force.
and
No, knowledge is part of his decree. That's my point.
Yeah, but
Now go
you're-
ahead. Go ahead.
So in
And you
other
don't
words,
believe in
if
that.
there's
You don't believe in that. Go ahead.
He made a point, and I want him to focus on it.
No,
Because
If
what
there's
you said
no
was
difference
actually good.
between his knowledge and his decree,
No, it's part of his decree. Knowledge is part of his
if
decree.
it's part of, if it's in there,
So he's
right?
ignorant. He didn't know. He didn't know Adam
No,
could
listen
sin.
to what I'm
Not
saying.
ignorant.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Wow.
If you're saying that God's knowledge, right, and his decree
Yeah.
are together, right?
I didn't say together. I say it's part of. Knowledge is part of decree.
Bro, let's make it easy for us.
No.
It's
part of it.
Is his
It's part
knowledge
of it.
fixed? Is his knowledge fixed?
Pardon?
Is his knowledge fixed?
Is Allah's knowledge fixed?
No.
You
I'm
would say
asking
yes.
you. I'm asking you. Do you believe God's knowledge is fixed?
God's knowledge is fixed.
Yes.
Meaning that he what? What do you mean exactly?
In other words,
Do you
he's
see
saying-
that
in other words,
is
he's saying-
exact? Wow. Now you understand. Now you understand.
You said to me
Okay.
earlier,
Okay.
when it came to talking about the word fixed, when it
Okay.
came to talking about the word decreed,
Okay.
you said to
Good.
me earlier,
Good.
what are the definitions?
Very good.
I'm asking you the same thing now.
Thank you. What
Don't
I
be
mean,
upset.
what I mean by I'm not upset because you now understand where I'm coming from. The term fixed
I'm not
means
affirming your position, by the way. I'm just need to understand.
the term fixed means everything that is determined and there's no change. Does God acquire more knowledge, less knowledge?
Okay, so let me respond to you, right? So when I'm talking about Adam, for example, and I say that Adam is judged for his sin, it doesn't mean that God didn't know that Adam would sin.
I would agree with that.
Yeah?
But I'm asking you,
Let me-
is
no,
God's
no,
knowledge
no,
fixed
hold on a second,
about
hold on a
that
second.
affair?
Yeah, but knowing that Adam will sin after creating him and
But is it fixed?
determining that
So it's
Adam
fixed.
will sin
So it's
is
fixed.
a different thing.
No, it's fixed. That's
Because then
what
you could-
fixed means.
then-
Determined.
Then you could blame God and say, you made me
No, we're not
sin.
blaming God. That's blasphemy.
No, but
the point
that's
I'm
the
asking you.
perspective I'm coming
No,
from. Why
is God's knowledge fixed? Is God's knowledge fixed?
Raihan, That's the perspective I'm coming from.
Is God's knowledge fixed?
Explain to me what you mean by that. When you put knowledge,
Determined.
In other words,
God's knowledge doesn't differ, it doesn't change, it doesn't
when
go
you
up
say
and down.
determined, meaning that, what do you mean exactly? I need to make sure we understand.
Determined means there's no change. God doesn't acquire more knowledge, and God
So he
doesn't
knows
decrease in
all
knowledge.
things. He knows everything.
Absolutely. Doesn't
I
change.
agree with that.
So he's fixed. So he's fixed. Thank you.
Fixing
Thank you.
absolute.
Thank you.
He's
Thank
fixing.
you.
Wait.
He's fixing Allah's, or he's fixing, let's say, God's knowledge as a one-train track. In other
I
words,
didn't use that term. Please use my term.
No, I'll tell you. No, I'll explain why. He's basically saying that God's knowledge is a one-train track.
I just want an answer.
Is
God's knowledge fixed? Is God's knowledge fixed?
He's basically saying that when he says fixed, he's basically saying there's nothing else. Anything that happens is God's knowledge. That's what he's saying. So everything that occurs in reality is God's knowledge. Anything that doesn't happen is not God's knowledge.
So that's what I mean.
Therefore doesn't exist.
That's what I mean. Thank you very much.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad we were able to agree on something there.
Yeah.
Right? What I want to try and drive this home because this has been going on for a while.
Sure. Well, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it.
I think though that I think that actually limits God.
Ooh.
And I'll tell you why.
Ooh.
Because if I can think of something that doesn't exist in reality, that means I can do something that Allah can't do. Okay? Because what he's saying is that if Allah's knowledge,
Alhamdulillah for Islam.
Alhamdulillah for Islam. If God's knowledge is fixed, right? If Allah's knowledge is fixed,
hello, how are you? You good?
Then things that don't occur, things that don't happen, also doesn't exist, right? Right?
I don't understand your point. Could you clarify?
You're saying if I'm to wake up in the morning, there's no knowledge of Allah that I don't wake up in the morning.
I don't get that. You have to clarify, please. I'm trying to understand.
If it's Allah's knowledge that I get a red car, then there is no knowledge that I get a blue car.
Whose knowledge? I don't
Allah's knowledge. In Allah's knowledge.
That's my point. It's fixed.
It's fixed, exactly. But
so
in other words, he's saying that reality is fixed by Allah's knowledge.
Yes.
Right?
Do you believe that?
So whatever occurs in reality, is fixed. And if it doesn't occur in reality, it's not knowledge.
Okay.
But I'm saying I can imagine something that doesn't occur in reality.
Brilliant.
I can imagine a unicorn.
Brilliant.
I can imagine all sorts of different things that don't occur in reality. Right? And he's saying that Allah can't do that.
No, it's
That's
absurd.
what he's saying.
It's absurd to say
That's
that
what he's
Allah.
saying.
No,
I can imagine things that are not in reality.
I don't say can't. I don't like that.
I can do that. Like a unicorn, like anything. Right? I can imagine these things. I can picture them in my mind. I can draw it out. Right? But he's saying that if it doesn't occur in reality at all in any sense, right? Then it can't exist.
What would we consider reality in this situation?
Okay, let them agree. Go on. No, you still haven't agreed. Go ahead.
I think what he's saying about reality is anything that occurs in space, matter, or time.
Okay. So what I want to understand.
10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's enough.
No, we have a nice conversation.
It's been a nice debate.
Oh, okay.
All right, guys, 10 minutes.
I think the most important thing that's standing out to me is something that you mentioned earlier about knowing and force. And that's something that I want to talk about a little bit. Because when you're speaking about it, how I'm understanding what Allah determines in relation to His knowledge.
You still haven't answered my question.
Say your question.
Is God's knowledge fixed after how He explained?
I need to make sure I understand exactly what
He just explained perfectly. I agree. Me and the brother, we nodded.
No, so you agree that I can think of something.
No, God. We're talking about God's knowledge.
No, because that's a part of my explanation. I can think of something that doesn't exist in reality, and Allah can't do this act that I'm doing.
No, Allah knows your thoughts.
Huh?
Allah knows your thoughts. God knows your thoughts, right? You agree?
He knows my thoughts.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, does God's knowledge change?
Are my thoughts fixed?
Is it changed? If it's not changed, then it's fixed.
He's saying that my thoughts are fixed as well.
Yes.
He knows all things that happen.
Okay, I want a direct response.
But you're saying,
is God's knowledge fixed?
He's saying that.
Does God's knowledge change over time?
No.
So it's fixed.
Yes.
Thank you.
But
we agree.
Raihan.
Thank you.
Can I
Thank you.
explain?
Thank
Can I
you.
explain?
Thank
Can I
you.
explain?
Yes.
God knowing everything that will ever happen doesn't mean that he's making somebody sin.
Thank you. Can
Right?
God prevent Adam from eating the tree?
Thank you. Don't say thank you. Right? Because
Come on,
there's-
Timothy.
there's a-
I'm
you're
glad
saying
we agree
thank you-
something.
Wait, hold on a second.
Come on,
You're saying
Timothy.
thank you as if we agree. We don't agree. There's a difference in our understanding, and that's what I want to highlight.
You just said, I'm glad we agree on something. Before, you just
I
said
was
that.
talking about what
Yeah,
his
so-
definition.
yeah, so
but
thank
he
you.
disagreed
Yeah.
with your definition to some degree because he started talking about the unicorn.
So
again.
God's knowledge can change.
I answered you. Let me follow through my point, please. I don't want to go backwards on that again.
I think I've given
No,
enough
no,
chance.
no, no,
Go ahead, go ahead.
I'll
I'll
try
give
to
you one more
understand.
chance. I'll give
You're
you one more
basically
chance.
saying-
You're not giving me
I'll give
chances.
you one more
You're
chance.
You're not
I'll give
giving
you
me chances.
I'll give you one more chance.
You're
Go
not
ahead.
giving
Timothy.
me chances.
I'm just giving you now.
You're
One
not
more
giving me
chance.
chances.
One
I'm
more.
speaking,
One more.
right? I hope we have respect for each other.
Of course I'm having respect.
It's not about
I've
giving.
spoken to you before, Timothy.
Yeah, we have, and
Yeah,
that's good.
yeah,
Shake
no
your
problem,
hand.
no
Yeah.
problem, Timothy. Go ahead.
The point I'm trying to make is this. I totally accept that God knows all things. I don't disagree with that, right?
Good.
However, when we're talking about this universal law, or what's the phrase you used again?
Universe-related will. Universal will.
How I'm understanding is that that's something that Allah has predetermined.
I agree.
You will commit adultery 10 times. That will happen.
I agree.
Right?
Because he's knowledgeable. He's all-knowing. That's why.
So even though let's say, no, there's a difference though. of
What's the
saying that-
difference?
He's conflating the knowing and false.
Exactly.
He's putting them
Right,
together.
so God didn't know the false.
No, because
Is that what you're saying? You're saying God didn't know the false.
When you say-
what
when
you just said there is the key to our argument.
So God didn't know the false.
I want to ask you a question. Actually.
No.
I want to
It's-
understand.
No.
Raihan. That's the key point to the argument.
No.
That's the key point there.
Timothy West. God didn't know the false.
The force. The what?
You're making the distinction between God knows all things and the force. So I'm asking, did God know that force?
No. When I say force, I say God. You're conflating that God's
Compulsion,
knowledge.
compelled.
You put them together.
But did I know. Wait, hang on. But did God know?
This is the
But
key
did,
point.
hang on. Did God know that Adam will eat the tree? He will eat from
Yes,
the
he
tree.
knows he will eat the tree.
Could
but
he have
did not
prevented
force
it? Could he have prevented it?
Pardon?
Could he have prevented it?
I mean, of course he can. Of course
Why
he
didn't
could.
he?
Pardon?
Why didn't he?
Because he didn't want to infringe on Adam's free will.
So it doesn't conflict with Adam's free will, right?
Pardon?
Even though God determined it.
No, see, you went from no to determined.
I think
Can
you
see
agree.
that?
I think
No,
slowly.
you've gone from no to
I think slowly you're agreeing.
No,
Go ahead.
Raihan,
No, wait. Can I ask you a question?
I'm going to
Go
support
on, go on, Timothy. Go on.
Focus on what he's saying without asking him another question. Why? Because
No, I was always on the back for the whole time. I think I can challenge you.
No, because
You've been having it for the past 45 minutes.
I gave you an explanation, and it's come to this point where we're talking about
Is
the
God's
knowledge
knowledge fixed?
and the force.
Yeah, see, that's what he's saying. The God's knowledge is God's power fixed.
Is God's power fixed?
Yes.
Yes.
Whoa.
Why?
You can fix God's power. So is Allah omnipotent?
Do you know what fixed mean?
Well, tell me then.
Oh,
when
my
you
days.
say that Allah's power is fixed, what does that mean?
It means there's no change. It doesn't increase and it doesn't decrease. God's knowledge, God's power doesn't increase or decrease. God is always powerful. You agree with that?
Yeah, but you can't quantify
Do you
that.
agree with that? I'm not saying we can quantify. I'm
It's
saying
all powerful, Alex.
right. So he's fixed. So he's fixed.
That doesn't make sense.
Why not? Go on, prove it to me.
No, the reason why I'm saying.
God, or if you don't worship God, he's the same.
Exactly. Thank you. Barakallah feek. It doesn't change.
When
some days you're
yes,
tired,
when
some
you're
days
saying,
you're energetic,
but
Thank you.
God ain't like
Yeah,
that.
bless you.
when
Thank you.
you're-
Thank you.
When you're saying fixed,
Yeah.
it sounds like you're saying that it's always God's power is always at a certain level.
No, I didn't say that.
That's what it sounds
when
like.
When did I say that?
when you use
Wait.
the word
No. I asked you. Wait, hang on. Let me track the conversation here. Let me track the conversation. Let me track the conversation. I asked you, is God's knowledge fixed? Then you said.
It sounds like it's. In other words, you're containing
but
that.
but I clarified it. You asked me, what do you mean by fixed? Are you saying God's power is fixed? I said yes. And then you're having your own laughter, right? Then I said, what I mean by God's power fixed is that his power doesn't increase, doesn't decrease. He's always powerful.
Okay, you did clarify.
So increase.
Do you agree? Yes or no?
God is all powerful.
I don't know.
No, It's God's
terminology.
The way he's using
The terminology.
Exactly.
I know.
It's the way
it
he's
suggests
fixed.
a measure.
Exactly.
Can we just say
Can you
something?
can you
It's
wait
not
one second?
measure.
One second.
Or
When you say
confinement.
fixed, exactly, and God is not
Confinement,
confined.
but-
We don't
Yeah.
believe that God could change over time.
Exactly.
Allah has always been the same.
Yes, exactly.
He's eternal.
So is he fixed?
It's not like a human being. Some days you're tired, some days
Exactly.
you're not. God ain't like that. He's
Exactly.
always the same.
Thank you.
No, but your fix doesn't make your fix adds. You're using the word fixed,
Yeah.
right? Adds confinement.
I'm
Like,
using a
there's that-
philosophical term, not a colloquial term.
Yeah, we got
Not
like-
everyday
we got like
language.
5 minutes.
Not everyday
I wanna,
language. That you're talking about physical quality.
To be honest, to be honest, I think we're going.
But he's using from a physical properties.
He should
Yeah,
address that.
that fixed meaning that is measured, that is limited.
difference.
I'm talking about God's attributes of his
Did God
all
make me
powerful,
commit
all knowing.
adultery?
Does that change regardless?
No, that's right. So,
Right, so God's knowledge is fixed. So God's
God is
knowledge
all
is
powerful.
Thank you.
knowledge.
You would say yes or no.
Thank you. Thank
When
you.
you use the term
Yes.
fixed,
Yes.
because we use it so often in
Yes.
everyday language,
Yes.
you're saying it's a containment.
Yes.
And it's not.
But I've already
You don't mean
clarified.
it as a
I don't mean by the
You mean
containment.
It's all powerful.
Yes.
All knowledge.
Yes. And does that
There's no
change?
limits. There's no limits to
So
it.
can we?
Raihan,
So with that definition and with that clarification I made about fixed, do you agree that God's knowledge is fixed and God's power is fixed?
I'll be honest. I can't really understand the fixed thing because I said it.
You explained it very well to Timothy.
Do you
No,
believe
because
that
of-
God is consistent?
Yeah, but consistent and fixed are two different things. Like when you say fixed, you add some sort of like constraint or
Does
confinement to something.
God's knowledge increase, decrease, or always?
Yeah, but then you're saying
Or there's
that,
no, it's
you're
absolute.
Saying, you're saying that
that's what
knowledge-
absolute
you're
means.
making
Is
knowledge-
God, all right, let me make it simple.
you're
Is
making
God's knowledge
knowledge
relative?
quantifiable, like
Is
that.
it relative? Is God's knowledge relative?
I don't know what that means. Listen, we've
Okay.
kind of listen. Okay,
This is the problem. No. Wait.
I kind of
absolute.
You still haven't answered my question,
What you were
man.
going to say?
I said I don't understand.
You still haven't answered my question.
No, but I said I don't understand.
Is God's knowledge fixed?
I don't understand that question.
Fixed meaning that God's knowledge doesn't increase or decrease. He's always all knowing.
I still don't understand
He's
that.
always all knowing, absolutely.
Okay, so did God always knew that Adam will eat from the tree?
Always know.
Yes.
Did he determine that?
No.
Okay. All right. I don't get it. I don't get it.
No.
How could he know, but not?
Exactly. Thank you.
You can't cut me off at that point. I give
No,
an
I'm
answer.
asking- I'm asking a
Yeah, I
question.
give an
I'm trying to ask a
answer.
question. I'm trying to
Right,
ask a
I've given an answer. Let me follow.
Go
through.
ahead,
Right,
Timothy.
that's
Go
fair,
ahead.
right?
Go ahead.
I said it before. I'll say it again.
No problem, Timothy.
God knew, right? And it actually ties into what my brother here was saying about Jesus Christ. Actually, it does tie into that. But God knew that Adam. You could do that if you.
Go ahead.
God knew that Adam would sin.
Agreed?
Yeah.
Agreed.
But God didn't create Adam
Huh?
to sin.
God didn't create Adam
To
to sin.
sin.
To sin.
How could you know something, but it's not?
Did I tell you why?
Didn't
Let me
God
tell you
create
why.
Adam? Didn't God create
Let me
Adam?
tell you why. Let me tell you why. When Adam was created, you can touch your head if you want. When Adam was created, right? He gave him a commandment. Do not eat from the tree of the knowledge. You could.
He doesn't
Yes.
understand.
Go ahead.
Listen,
No, I'm not even talking. I'm just doing my gestures. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Do not eat from
Go
the
on.
tree of the knowledge of good and evil, right?
yes,
If you
yes.
do, on that day you will surely die. Adam didn't listen to God's command, and because of that, he died. So there was a consequence.
Spiritually, yeah.
So there was a consequence physically.
As
There
well.
was a consequence for his disobedience, right? Which he could be judged for because he had done something against the will of God. That everyone could attest to and say, actually, we know that this is what Adam did. Therefore, his judgment.
What kind of will? Legislative will or
Let me-
universe
let me
will?
Please. I'm speaking from
Okay.
my paradigm.
Good.
Right.
Okay.
So
Okay, fine.
I hope you understand that. So that's why when
I
you're
understand.
nodding, you have to make sure that you're
I'm
in
nodding.
my
I'm
paradigm,
nodding,
yeah?
Timothy. Go ahead.
Thank
Timothy.
you.
Go ahead.
Get my thoughts again.
Okay, no problem, Timothy.
So Adam is judged for something that he knew that he did wrong, right? Now, Adam could say to God under this Islamic paradigm, "Why you created me to do this? I had no choice. You determined this for me.
And fixed it so that I cannot escape.
Wait. And fixed it so I couldn't escape. So I was destined to always sin against you. How could I even call that sin if I had no choice in the matter?
Good.
So the whole concept of sin,
Right.
then,
Right.
the whole concept of judgment, right, even the concept of forgiveness, because it's connected to all of these
Yes.
things.
Do you want to come in?
Don't make sense.
Go on.
Let me
Go,
don't make sense in Islam.
Okay, go on.
Why? Because truly you can't hold a person accountable for their wrongdoing, because Allah determined that they would do wrong, and no one could go against that.
Yeah, no one can escape.
That's the problem.
All right.
Right? So I hope that made sense.
Okay,
Yeah?
I understand your position. Do you want to talk or should I talk? Okay. Do you see, when you say that God didn't determine Adam to commit sin, you conceded that God's knowledge is fixed. And I'm saying fixed in our definition means he determined. So we're just playing
No, I
semantics.
said all-knowing. My understanding.
I understand.
Is all-knowing.
I understand.
I'm saying when I talk about God's
otherwise, wait one second.
all-knowing,
I'll
that's all I'm
let you
saying.
speak. I'll let you
Okay.
speak. I'll let you speak. Because God's knowledge is fixed, that means it's determined. Because fixed means there's no change. It's determined. That's what determination means.
Okay.
So you then have to then concede that God did determine Adam committing sin.
No. Because
Yes,
when,
why not?
when you're describing it in
Why
the
not?
Islamic paradigm, going back to that hadith, these people...
No, come from your paradigm now.
No, I'm
you
going,
said
I'm
you're
going
saying-
in between.
No. I'm going from your paradigm
Yeah, I
now.
hear what you're saying. But
Yes,
let me explain.
yes.
Right? When you're talking about sin, right, this legislative thing, right?
Now forget about that. Let's keep it simple for you. So you say that God commanded Adam not to eat from this tree, otherwise you will die.
Yeah.
God, because Adam went against the will of God, God knew for this to happen, but he didn't determine for this to happen. Is that correct? Did I still man your argument correctly?
Yes.
Good.
So
Now
saying,
I'm saying when we say God's knowledge is fixed, we mean God's determination. God determined it.
So you're saying that, okay, so to make sure that I understand this correctly then, well, we've been going up back and forth on this for a long time. If, and I'll say this one more time, if God has determined me to commit adultery 5 times, but then he tells me 100 times I can read the Quran or whatever it is, don't commit adultery, this and that, there's no way that I'm not going to commit adultery 5 times because he's determined that.
Okay, so
right?
I'm going to simulate
So
that. Okay, fine. Let me simulate that. Go on.
This is the point that I'm trying to make.
Go ahead.
When it comes to knowledge and force and fixed and can't escape.
Yeah, to
right.
To
Sorry,
support that.
can I
I just want to support
Okay,
that.
go on.
The Prophet said, this is Sahih al-Bukhari 6614.
Yeah.
The Prophet said, Adam and Moses argued with each other.
Yes.
Moses said to Adam, "Oh Adam, you are our father who disappointed us and turned us out of paradise."
Yeah.
Then Adam said to him, "Oh Moses, Allah favored you with his talk, and he wrote the Torah for you with his own hand.
Yes.
Do you blame me for the action which Allah had written in my fate 40 years before my creation?" So Adam confuted Moses, and Adam confuted Moses, Adam confuted Moses. The Prophet added, repeating the statement 3 times. So Adam is saying that, I think that you're saying that you are being punished for my sin. Adam is saying the sin is not my fault.
No, he's not saying that.
That's what he's saying.
He's saying that God decreed for this to happen.
Yeah, he's saying, in other words, say, don't blame me.
No.
It's not my fault. That's what Adam is saying there.
In the sense that he went against the will of God, but God determined for this to happen.
Because
Adam is
exactly.
So that's
Adam
my
is
point.
saying it's not my fault.
Right. The thing is, okay. The point is
We
this.
would blame Adam.
We would blame Adam.
Wait. Does he say he's not to be blamed? Does he say that in the hadith?
Yeah.
He didn't say that. He just said God decreed for this to happen.
Yeah, but he's saying it's not my fault. That's why he would say. That's what the reason why he would say.
He's complaining it's not his fault.
Do you blame me for
that doesn't
action
mean his
which Allah
complaint
had?
is correct.
Do you blame me for action which
that's right.
Allah had written in my?
No, you can't get off the hook that easy.
Well, do you blame me for action which Allah had written in my fate 40 years before my creation?
Thank you.
Do you blame me?
That is the point. We believe that God fixed everything, either obeying him or disobeying him. This is what the Adam is talking about. He's not saying I'm not to be blamed because I committed that sin. It's because I'm not blamed in the sense that God already determined for this to happen. But he's not saying, because he's saying it's written, but he's not saying that I'm not responsible.
And we need to believe this to be a Muslim.
Yes, we have to believe in that. Yes, we believe.
Who's accountable and who's responsible. That's why he's accounting blame.
Good.
He's saying, why are you blaming me?
We believe in predestination, the good and evil and the bad.
Predestination.
Yes.
Jules, I wanted to ask another question. To be honest,
sorry. Can I go back to Timothy's point?
Go.
So you simulate. So I'm going to simulate the example you gave from the hadith about adultery, right, in 10 times with Adam.
Okay.
The fact that in the hadith it mentions that God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, already fixed for this person to commit adultery. Okay? Now, you know from the Quran and the Sunnah that God told us not to do it. God commanded us not to commit adultery, correct?
From what I know.
Yeah, of course. Okay? So, let me simulate that into the story of Adam.
Actually, can I say one thing?
Sorry, can I complete?
No, please. You said about adultery.
Okay.
Technically speaking, that's not true.
What? We're not being told not to commit adultery?
No, because according to I'm not going to change the subject, but according to Surah 4:24, it allows you to have sex or to marry those in your possession.
No, but that's your definition of adultery.
Hold on.
No, one second.
Definitions are important.
Wait, one second. Oh, no.
Yeah, they're
Timothy,
already married.
Timothy, no, we're not
and
going.
you're allowed to marry them.
Okay,
that's adultery.
Right. That's your. That's,
that's.
It doesn't matter.
That's universally understood as
That's
adultery.
okay. That's your understanding.
So I have to point that out.
But it's not. Okay,
talk
no
about
problem.
Another sin, maybe.
It's okay.
That's fine,
But
I can't
you
give
brought
you
up
that.
adultery.
Can we
So
close
the
and
point.
do
Yeah.
2-minute
So I'm
explanation?
saying. So you said.
okay?
You said that. Yeah. Of course. You said. Yeah.
Likewise, Raihan?
Yeah. Sure. You said that Allah fixed for this person to commit adultery, whatever, 10 times, right? And it's written down, right? Therefore, God determined, and therefore therefore you are not to be blamed. Okay. Whereas you believe in the story of Adam, that Adam was commanded not to eat from this tree, but because he went against the will of God, he died, obviously spiritually, yeah? So he got, okay, fine, physically. Okay, no problem. Right, and the reason why God punished Adam is because Adam was aware of God commanding him not to go from this tree. I'm saying it's exactly the same with the hadith, because God commanded us not to commit adultery, but because he determined for this person to commit adultery, and he knew from his knowledge, it's written down.
Do you see how you said determined and know?
There's no contradiction.
No, but you see that. You're conflating knowledge and determination. You're putting them together. You said he knew, Allah knew, and also determined.
That's determined.
No, but why are you saying two separate words?
Do you know what determined means?
Do you? Because you're using them the same way.
I know what determined means.
What's the difference between determined? In what you said, you said just now.
Yeah.
What's the difference between the determination and the knowledge?
Okay, knowledge is possessing information.
Determination is
determining, meaning measured.
What?
Absolute measure, like in its fixed measurement.
Cause to occur in a particular
I don't
way.
go by Google definition.
Okay, so then tell me what.
So the point is, wait, one second. I'm saying determination means it's fixed.
We're back to fixed.
It says cause to occur in a particular
I don't
way
agree
or
with
to have a
dictionary.
particular nature.
We have our own Islamic definition.
Okay, but what
Sorry. So
do you use for causing something
Yeah.
if you don't use determine?
Yeah, we use qadr. Qadr meaning.
I'm so sorry. We're wrapping up.
Qadr means it's pre-measured.
Is what
its exact measurement.
Is what Allah
to fix conclusively.
Yeah, so is what Allah determines, is that fixed?
Yes.
Is his knowledge fixed?
Yes.
What's the difference?
There is no difference. That's my whole point. Why?
That's the
no,
problem.
but you agree that God's knowledge is fixed. So he determined
I say he's
it. So he
all-knowing.
determined. But he determined.
Bro, I've given my explanation about.
Do you know what? Fixed and determination are synonymous.
About 3 times.
Fixed and determination is synonymous.
I've given my explanation.
So then why don't
about
you
3
say
times.
that Allah determines you to sin?
Yeah.
You do.
So then you
Yeah, I
can't
did.
blame. Then you can't say that. There's, if, for example,
But you said, why should Adam be blamed then? Why should Adam be blamed if God determined?
No, we're not.
But you
that's
say,
what you say.
no,
We don't
because
believe
what you're doing is, what you're doing is, in the Quran, you know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded Adam not to eat from this tree. So he was commanded, just
I
like.
don't know the Quranic version.
Right, then that's the problem then. That's the problem.
That's fine.
That's the problem
It's
then.
not the problem. I'm using my own example from my scriptures. You know.
I think what you're doing is isolation.
I'm not. I do. Wait.
No,
don't
there's no
accuse
problems.
me.
It's
Wait.
our beliefs. There's no
Don't
problems.
There's no
say I'm
problem.
again
You
isolation.
don't have to agree with us.
Yeah, you have to agree.
What I'm
problem.
saying is this, simply put, right? And I'll say it. The last thing I'll say, right? And then you can say whatever you need to say.
Okay, no
and
problem.
whatever.
Then we'll wrap it
Right?
up. Yeah.
I'm saying, according to our understanding, right?
Sorry.
It makes sense for someone to be judged and them to be held accountable for their actions when they've been told,
100%.
right, not to do something.
Not determined to
And
do something.
However, if I was going within your paradigm,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
and it was, and I sinned, I went against the legislative things, right? But I know that whatever I do has been determined by Allah. Then how can I go against Allah's determination? Whatever He
But you're not going against Allah's determination.
Hold on.
That's my point.
If Allah has predestined that these things I will do, right? Then I will do it. Right? That's going.
Is that
to
what
happen.
Adam said? Is that what Adam said?
No, I'm talking from your perspective.
No, we believe in Adam. You don't know the Quranic version.
It's not about the Quranic version, bro.
You just said
it's
it.
Not about the Quranic.
Should I bring up Surah Al-Baqarah? It's exactly.
One second.
It's in the Quran. Allah commanded him not to go from this tree.
Raihan, the example that I gave.
It's exactly the same.
Raihan, the example I gave earlier was this: if Allah has determined that I'm going to commit adultery 5 times.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if I hear Allah's words on it or not. I can't escape it. It's fixed. I will do it.
Could Adam?
Wait, I want to land now.
Okay, go
please.
on.
When it comes to judgment day, I'll look at Allah and say, "Hey, this is how you made me. You fixed it."
Okay.
How can you even be a fair judge?
Okay. Now
this is a big problem,
Timothy, because you're not aware about the story of Adam in the Quran.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Address the scenario.
Okay. I'll address you. No problem. I'll address you. I'll address you, Timothy. If we agree that Allah's knowledge is fixed, fixed means determination. So you agree? It's just semantics.
I made my point very clear. I made my point very clear.
What does determination mean?
Well, I went to the dictionary definition.
What does it mean?
And you rejected that.
Conclusive. So God concluded that Adam committed the sin, will commit the sin. God knew that Adam would commit the sin, correct?
I can come in here, please. Just for a second.
Sorry, one second. God created Adam, correct? God created the nature of Adam. God created the soul of Adam. So if Adam committed sin, then by logic and rationality, God must have created his sin.
Yeah, you're correct. Okay.
But he disagrees.
I don't.
Okay.
So he's coming from a different perspective.
Okay, Timothy, let's speak to you. Let's speak to you. You make your point.
Yeah, good talking to you, man.
Go on.
Ollie, wait and hear this. It's
No, because what's going to happen is they're going to put on the
I'm going to go. Johnny, you can say to the cameras. I really have to go. Tony. I really have to go.
Can you go 1 minute?
Okay. 1 minute.
You have 1 minute.
Wes, we can speak later. Next week.
You guys missed the key word in your discussion.
No problem. It's a good debate.
You missed the key word in your discussion.
What's my key word?
Your key word was you're a compatible.
Talking about.
I said that right from the beginning.
Okay, they didn't discuss it. They should have. You're a compatible.
They don't allow me.
They
don't allow me.
Why did you guys spend all the time talking when you're clear?
Because they keep interjecting me. I said
I do understand that this is a very complicated subject, and I'm going to go and do my own.
I can't see you guys.
There were some things that I was thinking about on the.
Do you want to shake my hand, sucker?
But looking at the face value, it seems like feelings itself are being in the same ideology. People are being accountable.
These are all on Raihan, yeah?
No, what?
These were all on Raihan.
One is missing still.
No?
Yeah, one more.
Jesus Christ. One more.
Dona Bem,